Lovely stuff. Alright guys, thanks for joining me again. You're back with OHMonster, and today not only do we have the results of the Vaporium juice competition, but we've also got a mod for you, the Cuboid by Joyetech. Now this was sent on to me for the purpose of this review by Vaporium.nz. So let's take a look at it, shall we? Alright guys, so here we are up close with the Cuboid by Joyetech. Now this is a 150 watt temp control and variable wattage control mod. Now it does say 150 watt, but there's a new firmware update that's just been released and it bumps it up to 200 watts. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. Alright, so here's your packaging. Nice chunky, good quality packaging as always. A nice bit of spiel on the back about the mod itself. It comes in three colours, black, silver and grey. I've got the grey one, the silver one's polished steel and the black one is just black. Right, so here's the mod itself. Just put that aside for now. Inside we have warranty card with a scratch and check. We have your manual, which is quite in depth, it's worth a good read, and USB cable. Alright, so here's the mod itself. As you can see, it's a nice compact little mod. Just enough to fit two 18650s in. You've got a nice mirror finish display here and a nice stealth up and down button, which is here, nice and clicky. You got your fire button on the side, your spring loaded 510 with a juice drip, and your battery door with ventilation on each side, and there's your batteries with your plus and your minus underneath the battery door. Nice. Alright, so we'll go into the mod itself. So 5 clicks on as normal. There we go. Now, to cycle through to variable wattage to temp control and other bits and pieces, you press the fire button 3 times. And then that'll start flashing. Now to cycle through the modes itself, you press the up button, don't press the down button, and I'll show you why in a second. So the up button, cycling through temp control, so stainless steel, titanium, nickel, memory, and power. Now it's got a new function in the firmware, which is this smart function. Now you won't have this unless you've updated the firmware, but this basically saves up to 10 different variations of sort of memory, should I say. So you can set sort of resistances at what wattage you want that to fire, or resistances in temp control of what temperature and wattage you want that to fire at. It's quite clever. Alright, so we'll go back, and I did make a mistake actually. 3. So this is not memory mode. Sorry, this TCR is not memory mode. It's an advanced version of temp control. Now I can't remember the actual name of it, but it's if you want to get real down and dirty with the intricate parts of temp control, this is the setting for you. But for the majority of people who will be using this, you won't be using that, so we won't go into that. Alright, so if we go back into 1, 2, 3. Now, the reason I said don't press down is because when you do press down, you go into these settings down here. So this one in wattage mode, you can change from, it defaults to amps, but you can change it to a puff counter, and you can change it to how long you've been using it since you last replaced the batteries. Really, it doesn't hold the memory, unfortunately. So you just keep pressing, you press up to change those, and you press down to flick back up here. Now what's different about temp control with this is you press up to get into your temp control, you press down to go into here. So you press down to change your wattage, so you just press up to go through your wattage and down to go through your wattage as well. But once you've started playing with your wattage, you then can't cycle through the menu again. You have to lock it in place, and then 1, 2, 3 again, to then cycle through. Bit of a pain in the ass, but it is what it is. So your coil here is flashing, so once you've got an atomizer on it and you've got your resistance in here, you press that, you hold the up button and it'll lock that resistance in place. And then again, the amps change to puff count and time of vaping. Alright, that's pretty much it for the menu on this, guys. As you can see, pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Once you've got the hang of the up and downs and when you've got to lock it all in and so on and so forth, it becomes pretty simple and pretty easy. But what we'll do now is we'll do a burn test, a cotton burn test on nickel and stainless steel. As always, I don't have titanium. I don't like the idea of titanium. Titanium oxide is a horrible, horrible material. So just nickel and stainless steel for now. And to be honest, now that stainless steel started hitting the market, I do feel as though nickel and titanium will start phasing out. But hey, I'll show you with nickel and stainless steel nonetheless. So what we'll do now, guys, is we'll do a cotton burn test. Now this is set to 210 degrees centigrade, which is cotton's combustion temperature. So let's see if this mod stops it from setting on fire. So that's hit temp protection. Tiny wisp of smoke, but yeah, no singeing. Nice. We'll go to 230. Again, nothing. 250. Nothing. Now, 250 degrees should have really started to singe this. So that just goes to show that the nickel temperature is a little bit out on this mod. Crank it up to 270, at which point it should just ignite. But nope. Still going, still holding it. Still a little bit of singeing. I don't know if you can see that, but it's just started to discolor. Crank it right up to 300 degrees. Holding, 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 still going. Again, just a slight bit of discoloration. Now that should have burst into flames by now. So we'll crank it up to its max. Go back to centigrade. I think it's 315 degrees. Firing it. No, not even burning the cotton. So, you got a bit of singe in there, but that's still not a dry hit, still not a burnt hit. So we'll see if we can go until it sets on fire. No, well, we're going to give it up there. So, yeah, just a bit of singeing, even though we're holding that down at 315 degrees. It's just not doing it. So yeah, as you can see, a bit of singeing, but that should have been on fire by now. So the temp control in nickel is way off. Alright, we'll try it with stainless steel. Alright guys, so I've got a spaced stainless steel coil in here now. Again, set at 210 degrees, 80 watts. Now with stainless steel you don't need to space it like you do with nickel and titanium because it doesn't produce any coating if it's burnt white hot or red hot, but I've done it just for the purpose of this so you can see if it burns in between those coils. Alright, so 210. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can see it's wisping a bit. We've got a bit of a singe, but nothing too bad. That's good. That's what I would have expected to see on the nickel. So we'll go up to 230. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you can see, it's going a bit darker in there. Again, cotton's going darker, slightly singed, but not a burnt hit quite yet. Coil's hot. We'll go up to 270. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Definitely burnt. There you go. Now that's what I've expected to see with the nickel. So the nickel is way off, but stainless steel seems to be right there. 315. Pretty much got ignition. That's done. See? Alright, now that's what I would expect it to see. So your stainless steel temp control is spot on, as far as I can tell. Nickel, not so much. Alright guys, so that's all I've got for you up close. So we'll go back out and we'll talk about it.
Lovely stuff. Alright guys, so we've just been up close with the Cuboid by Joyetech. Now, a couple of things I did forget to mention in the up close is resistance. Now, the resistance in temp control ranges from 0.05 to 1.5, and in wattage it'll go down to 0.1 up to 3.5. Alright, so you can't fire too low on this, unfortunately. So it's not like the Twisted Messes where you can fire down to 0.05, it's just 0.1. But for a dual 18650, that's fine. Now, like I did say before, it does have a firmware update for 200 watt. Now, it's a dual 18650. It's not going to be true 200 watt, really. So I don't really know why they've done that, but 150 watts fine with something that size and with temp control. But it's there, so if you want to upgrade it, it'll do 200 watt. All right. The good part about that firmware upgrade is that smart screen. Now you can just save different variances of preference into that, so you're not constantly sort of up and down in your wattage. You could just flick through those memories. Awesome, right? Nice compact little device. Easily fits in your hand. Two 18650s, sorted. Don't charge it through the port. Joyetech say don't charge it through the port. You can, so you can top it up, say you're driving or whatever and you've literally got zero juice left in your batteries. You could sort of run it off your USB for a wee bit, but to fully charge the batteries from dead to full, put it in your battery bay. All right. So, pros and cons for this. I'll start with the cons. The cons for me is the temp control. Nickel is way off. As you can see from the up close, 315 degrees centigrade should practically set fire to cotton, and it didn't. It barely singed it. All right, but with stainless steel seems to be spot on. Obviously, I haven't got the reams of equipment to test the minute details of that, but the proof is in the cotton. It didn't set fire in nickel, pretty much set fire in stainless steel. But like I said before, I can see stainless steel being the future of temp control anyway, so the fact they've got stainless steel right, good enough for me. Good enough for me. Other cons, the shiny screen is very prone to scratches. All right. Now, the one that I got straight out of the packaging, I don't know if you saw it in the up close or not, I wasn't paying attention, but it had scuffs all over it. So that came factory damage. But if it scratches that easily in a factory environment where they're being carefully packaged, then it'll scratch easily anywhere else. All right. As far as cons go, that's pretty much it. You know, that temp control was a bit of a letdown, but it's nickel, right? Stainless steel works, and stainless steel is a lot better for temp control anyway. You haven't got any of the threat of nickel oxide or any of that crap. All right. So stainless steel is the future, as far as I'm concerned. Pros, nice and compact. It's comfortable to hold. Right, the button's in the right place. Nice clicky button. The menu on it is so easy to use, so easy to navigate through, and you don't have to do heaps of clicking like you do with a lot of the other ones where there's a combination of up and down, and there's a combination of fire and up and all the rest of that crap. It's just simple, flick through, do what you need to do, carry on. Awesome for that. Nice user-friendly mod. That's cool. More pros. It's good on battery life. Really? As good as you're going to be vaping at a reasonable wattage. Alright, so if you're going to be vaping at 150 watts all day, then yeah, your batteries are going to drain pretty quickly. But I noticed with this over, say, the Snow Wolf, vaping on it at like 70 degrees all day, the batteries, same batteries I'd use in the Snow Wolf, seem to last a little bit longer in this. So it seems to be a little bit better with your battery life. And yeah, it's firmware upgradable. So every time they come up with a new idea for one of these, you don't have to buy the version 1.5, version 2, version 2.5, all the rest of those. You just stick a USB cable in, you've got all those fancy new features. That's always a massive con in my eyes. Again, if we're going to compare it to the Snow Wolf, that's one thing that really pissed me off about the Snow Wolf. You can't update it. one thing that pissed me off with the Twisted Messes mod, you can't update it. So what you get is what you get. So anything that comes with firmware upgradable capabilities, got my vote. Got my vote. Alright, so that's pretty much all I've got for you. To be honest, guys, that's the pros and the cons. It's a good little mod. Would I recommend it? Yes and no. Right, I would. Yes, for your simple vapor. You're not going to go too crazy with it. You're not too bothered whether the temperature reads correctly or not. You're just going to be using it with a tank with pre-built coils on it. Then yes, I would definitely recommend this for you. If you're a little bit more wet and wild when it comes to vaping, and you build your own coils and all the rest of those bits and pieces, and you want it to be pretty accurate, nah. There's a fair few of my RDAs actually that cause this to say atomizer short. Back into a bit of a con really. Now I didn't do it with all of them, but with quite a few. Now, and I'd take it out, I'd put it on another mod, it'd fire fine. I'd put it on the reader, it'd fire fine. Put it on this, it says atomizer short. And it was still within the realms of this mod's resistance capabilities. But for some reason, it was shorting on this. Got no explanation why for that. It worked on every other regulated mod that I've got, apart from when I threw it on here. And which was weird, because one of my velocities, atomizer short, the other velocity worked fine. Twisted Messes, original, atomizer short. The black and gold worked fine. I have no idea. The 13 Heavens 9 Hells clone worked fine. The original, the authentic, atomizer short. I'm baffled, right? So if you're just going to be, like I said, tanks, pre-built coils, you just want a nice little compact all-day vapor, perfect. If you build your own and you're using different atomizers, I'd stay away from it, to be honest, because you never know whether the atomizer you've got is going to cause it to short and you're not going to be able to vape it. So, we've come to that part of the show. We're going to draw the competition winner for the Vaporium juices. So, I'm going to go down into my computer and we'll see who the winner is. Here we are on the Vaporium juice review. So, let's chuck this into the randomizer and see who the winner is. Now, you're in to win a sample pack of the Vaporium juices that I reviewed, worth $80. Alright. Load all your comments up, and thanks again everybody who did comment below the video and gave me suggestions and other bits and pieces on what you would like to see differently and other bits and pieces. As I know, the zebra was a big one, but as you probably noticed, that bad boy's gone. But anyway, let's see who this winner is. Sam Comport. Well, I guess we did pick you to win, mate. Congratulations, buddy. Just message me or email me at ohmonstervapes@gmail.com. That's ohmonstervapes@gmail.com with your address and telephone number. Any other details I need, I'll reply back to you. Alright, let's jump back out and wrap this up. Alright, so Sam Comport, congratulations mate. You're the proud owner of the whole sample pack that I reviewed in the past video. So we'll get those out to you as soon as possible. Alright then guys, that's everything I've got. So as always, links in the description below of everything that you've seen today. The cuboid, where to get that from, the wire I use, the atomizers I've used, other bits and pieces like that. Alright, so again, thanks very much for watching guys, I really do appreciate it, and I'll catch you later.